Yo, what's good out there, y'all? We got a very important show today. It's a very interesting topic that people have overlooked. I've really heard nobody really talking about it. It comes to this thing about how many times are we going to listen to the white man? You know, there's this common misconception of, well, the only reason we believe in the Bible, so the white man gave it to us. That's the misconception. So now, the brother Guerrilla Hebrew, we was on a show, and he said now the white man is telling us to be atheists, and I was like, whoa. I never really thought about that, and when you look at the media, that's exactly what they're trying to do. So, brother Guerrilla Hebrew, could you expound on the process about how it all ties in and the history behind this thing that they're doing?
Yeah, well, we got to understand where it all starts. The origins of it, I mean, we could go back damn near 2,000 years. You had the Roman Empire. They was ruling. The Roman Empire adopted many of the Greek gods, which the Greeks in turn adopted from ancient Egypt. The Roman Empire became the Holy Roman Empire. The reason why the Roman Empire became the Holy Roman Empire had to do with actual Israelite infiltration of the Roman Empire, starting with a man by the name of Septimius Severus in about 193 AD. This is when black people took over the Roman Empire. This is where you see religion being the driving point of the Roman Empire. The Catholic religion was created by Constantine, and I have photographs on my hard drive right now of the original depictions of the Nicene Council, Constantine, and his contemporaries, and how they were all black men. So we, as black people in Europe, created a religious system and structure to govern and have supreme dominion over the known world at that time. In order for the white man to come back into power, he had to infiltrate that system with the veneer that he was a Catholic, starting with Rodrigo Borgia, known as Pope Alexander VI. He then put himself on and into power. He then painted his son as a portrait of Jesus Christ, and he put some of his family members on, like Christopher Columbus, who then sailed and brought that image of Caesar Borgia over to the Americas and enslaved the indigenous inhabitants of the Americas. So this is where we see the white man coming back into power. He had to infiltrate the religious system that we, in fact, originated and created and made it a supreme power. So ever since the white man has infiltrated that system, he has been trying to escape from that system. He utilized that system as a form of power and control, but ultimately his plan was to never stay a Bible believer, allegedly, or never stay a Christian, or never stay a Catholic. That's never his aim. The fact that he even had to come under the auspices of Catholicism or of Christianity was never a part of his plan. It was just how he had to adjust to the way that the world had become through our control of it. All right? So this is where you see the white man start to call himself a Catholic or start to call himself a Christian through infiltration of our system. So Hitler, as I referenced it the other day when we was on the live stream, you have Adolf Hitler. There's a documentary called Homogenization. All right, it's the Forerunner had put it out, Homogenization, and in that documentary, the brother who made it documents how basically homosexuality and how it's being implemented, and it all ties in. Me and this brother was just talking about it. Probably, Lord willing, next week we're going to have we're going to do a show on that. Lord willing, that is. Real quick, I want to send this link out to a couple of people real quick.
Yeah, I think what we're talking about is really important, man. Just to bring, because what I've noticed about our people is that we're absolutists. Everything is black and white, and they take no layers. Like, these things are heavily layered. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the history. So when we look at Christianity in America, and it's really a matter of what has been taken away more so than what has been added. You know what I'm saying? And you giving the history behind all this. I think it's really important.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely, brother. And I just got to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, because he, like the scripture said, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know what time it is, because the Lord has opened up our understanding through giving us understanding of the scriptures, making sure that we remain circumspect, and that we're always looking, for these things, and we're diligently searching for the truth. The Lord gave us a spirit of truth, because we're dealing with the Holy Spirit. Now, the Holy Spirit, as Yahweh Shai has said in the New Testament, it is the spirit of truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with. So we have this divine and innate a thing within us, which is the spirit that's driving us to constantly and diligently seek forth the truth and get to the bottom of things, so we can have our full understanding and really look at the grand scope of things. And this is where a lot of opposition towards the Bible or being Hebrew Israelites is coming through guys not looking at things through the proper perspective. Like, when they think about Catholicism, everybody thinks about Catholicism as an instrument of white supremacy, but you don't think about the fact that when you pull back the veil, pre-Renaissance time, Catholicism was a black institution and system. That's why when you take a look at voodoo and you take a look at these different ancient African spiritual systems, they have so much similarities with Catholicism, because we created this. For example, voodoo, like my family is from Haiti, right? So in Haiti, people practice voodoo and Catholicism oftentimes hand in hand, because they're interchangeable. All the voodoo loas, or the saints of voodoo, are interchangeable with the saints that you see in Roman Catholicism. So these are originally our systems. The white man has just took it and utilized our systems against us, because they're systems that we created that were wicked. You understand what I'm saying? So because we created a wicked system, the Most High had it to where it came back to bite us in the ass. You see what I'm saying? But going back now, so the so-called white man infiltrated that system, but he never fully intended to. It was just a means to an end. Listen, this is the way we come into power. We have to become Catholics in order to become into power, because Pope Alexander VI of Rome was Jewish, which was meaning he stole our identity and was a Khazar, basically. So he stole one of our identities, then he stole another one of our identities with being a Catholic. But the reason he had to do so was because of the importance that we put on these things and the system that we had established. So they infiltrated the Roman Catholic Church. They began to rule from the Roman Catholic Church, but since they began to rule, they began to try to take power away from the quote-unquote religious aspect. As you see, the policies of the Pope have changed drastically as time goes. You see more and more of these cracker popes coming to power, and now they start to push condoms. And maybe it's okay to have an abortion if you're black or if you're Hispanic. We see these things happen. Why? Because they're getting further and further away from the original and initial Roman Catholic fundamentals and ideologies of biblical principles. They're pushing their actual and true agenda, the agenda of the devil, the agenda of the beast. You see what I'm saying? But getting back to the documentary that I mentioned, that the brother Forerunner 777 did about homogenization and the extreme homosexual vibration that's being pushed out throughout the world right now, Adolf Hitler made a statement, and it was that we were going to that the white people were going to take off their Christian veneer, okay, that their whole ideology that they're Christian was a mask that they put on in order to appease the masses of the people, because it was such a popular it was such a popular system. Catholicism and Christianity, it is what united the Roman Empire, because you had quote-unquote original Christians that were rising up in Rome, and then you had the pagan Romans that practiced the various pagan religions of Rome. And what Catholicism was the word Catholic means universal, was the synthesis of those two, and the creation of taking biblical characters and putting their names on pagan deities and creating a hybrid form of worship. So that's why they had to infiltrate it, because of the popularity of it. You see what I'm saying? So later, the ultimate plan of these crackers is to totally get rid of that whole veneer and come out with who they are as worshipers of Satan. You see what I'm saying? So that's what basically Hitler was talking about. But Hitler was taught by Alice A. Bailey and Madame Blavatsky. This is where he learned much of his knowledge from. And Alice A. Bailey basically laid out a 10-part plan that would ultimately implement their agenda. And part of the implementation of that agenda was to destroy the church, to destroy morality and family structure. You see what I'm saying? And this is what we see here today. We see it in America running rampant. We see, number one, these women who claim to be God-fearing, we see the way that they dress. That's an absolute destruction of the morals. We see the women that claim to be God-fearing going to abortion clinics and aborting their children, going to Planned Parenthood, receiving a Depo-Provera shot, taking the pills, the morning after pills. These are all things that by our initial religious fundamentals would be forbidden. But through weaning us off of the teat of religion and weaning us onto the teat of atheism, we are now getting away from our fundamentals. And we are changing with the times. Why are we changing with the times? Because the white man is changing what is the principal fundamentals of the world. Now we're told to do what feels good. The whole ideology introduced by Aleister Crowley, which is to do as thou wilt. People want to have sex without consequences. That's a key driving factor in the rampant immorality and the atheism that's out there. If there is no God to judge you for being immoral, then it's okay to be immoral, because being immoral feels good. So this is all factors and components and cogs in the agenda that the white man is pushing with the atheism. You see what I'm saying? What I want to do is I want to bring a few things out. One from this book, and then I want to get into a few scriptures on the whole atheism thing, and then I want to kind of continue the conversation from there. Give me 1 second. Let me grab this book.
Okay, cool. Yeah. The information regarding this is crucial for everybody to understand, because, see, what deception is things that are subtle. You know, that's how you really get somebody into falling into a trap. And there's a trail of this thing happening right now that is kind of under wraps, but it's going on, and we're falling for it, and we don't even realize it. It's especially because the rise of atheism, as we know it today, really started coming around the 1800s, and it wasn't started by black folk. You know, it was started by white folk. And now here we are today. What are we doing? We're now following the trend of whatever he does, we have to do as well. And you know, that's disturbing to me, man. It really is. You got your stuff ready, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready. And real quick, it was beautiful what this brother, you know, just said. There's a book. I'm gonna quote this book first before I even go into my other stuff. It's called Voodoo, Fire, and Hate. That's what the book is called. And now, when asked about certain African spiritual systems, a dude that was a voodoo priest by the name of Menser Lapierre, right? This is what he said to this American, this white American that was asking him about African spiritual systems. And he said the black race is far closer to the earth than the white, and for that reason they are happier than all the white men put together. A Negro believes without asking why. He submits to nature. So when you look at African spiritual systems, you look at the Bible, when you look at just how we think by ourselves without any European influences, we innately understand that there is a divine force that is in control of things, that has created us. We understand these things. When you take a look at different African spiritual systems, which, especially when dealing with West African spiritual systems, are all just offshoots of what we find in the Bible of Torah, we see that theme there. Even though they may have a pantheon of gods, there's always one supreme. He is always the ultimate creator. There's also always a concept of morality, things that guide us, give us a moral compass and things of that nature. What the white man is now trying to do is take that away. He can't understand that because, like the brother said, it's we submit to nature. The white man's physiological makeup in and of itself is against nature. Everything about this devil is against nature. So of course he's going to go contrary to nature. He's going to constantly question why. Now, questioning things isn't always negative. It's good to ask questions. A lot of education can come from asking questions when you deal with the etymology of the word educados, in the Latin means to bring out from within. So through asking a brother a series of questions, he can then light bulbs. It'll activate light bulbs in your own mind to where you're in a sense teaching yourself through somebody asking you a series of questions. So these things are all important, but questioning in the manner in which these new age white atheists are teaching our people to question is totally illogical. For example,
comment right quick, bro.
You said
Can
what?
I make a comment right quick, bro?
Oh, go ahead.
Can I make a comment? Dude, you just said something real deep. When you say they're against nature, the evidence is in your favor, because let's look at genetics alone. We have seedless grapes, seedless watermelons. They're splicing spider DNA with goat DNA so the goat can have spider webs in his milk to get stuff out. You know what I'm saying? They're genetically altered. Like our food we eat have been genetically altered. We have, bro, right now in Israel today, they are genetically making a kosher pig. They are making a pig that chews the cud. This is abominations, man. That's against nature. Nature, dude, pigs are not supposed to be able to chew the cud. But because these guys want to eat pork so bad, they're going to genetically modify a pig so he's kosher. This is insanity, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what he does, because everything about the essence of that beast, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man, it's just against nature. He just can't help it. He's perfectly the devil. You see what I'm saying? But and our people are conformed to his image, conformed to the ideology that he is the icon, that he is the height of life, that he sets the golden standard throughout the whole planet Earth. So because our people are caught up into that, when he changes, our people change. When he want to be Christian, all of our people want to be Christian. But as he starts to ease out of Christianity and into atheism and New Ageism, our people start to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we see affecting much of the so-called conscious community that now have this atheist mindset. You see what I'm saying? I want to bring this out real quick, because we speak about, a lot of guys speak about the continent of Africa. Africa, we're from Africa. In Africa, we didn't have that. We didn't have that. All of these things. This is a book. Shaka Atmo spoke about this book, spoke highly of this book. It's called The Africans Who Wrote the Bible. And it's by Nani Bantu Dakwa, who's a PhD. Shaka only reads the PhDs, right? And he's a brother he's from Africa, he's from Ghana, and he's of the Ashanti tribe. Okay, and let's take a look at what he said in his book. I'm on page. I'm in the preface on page 15 in the preface. Okay. Imagine my disappointment when I found out that these missionaries did not know the origin of the God they professed to be their truer God than mine in Africa. Imagine my disappointment when I found out that it was the God of my ancestors and my people that Europeans adopted as the Christian God, and now they were using the same God to condemn me because they were as ignorant as I was. So what did this African brother say? He said that the white people were trying to use my God, my ancestors' God. So are our African brothers over there on the continent atheists? Hell no. If they were, why would they make that? Why would he make that statement? A PhD Ashanti, and a lot of Ashanti were brought on slave ships and were dropped all throughout the Caribbean. So we know that those are our people. We know that they have been affected by the transatlantic slave trade. Just not all of us ended up getting on boats. So what did he say? He said that this was my God. The God that these crackers is trying to reintroduce to me is my ancestors' God. You see what I'm saying? So that ain't atheism. That's belief in the God of the Bible. That's why he wrote the book and called it The Africans That Wrote the Bible. You see what I'm saying? And not only is
here's a little game.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, here's a little game they play. Okay. Now, what I noticed with the black atheists, they'll play this little word game. I'm like, okay, do you believe in God? Well, what do you mean by God? I don't believe in your God, but how I view God is different from how you view God. You view God as this. I say God is the energy like they'll give you this nuanced, new age, metaphysical, weird stuff that is like it's basically I want to have my cake and eat it too, where I want to be called an atheist, but I want a scientific guide of energy and force. They're like, see, the Big Bang, that's God. Dude, the Big Bang is the Big Bang. Okay? Don't call it God. If you don't believe in God, just say you don't believe in God. Don't try to label things and then say it's your God. Because now you are sounding spooky. You know? Like you saying the Big Bang is God is like me saying this computer is God. It doesn't, so they try to have this little, have their cake and eat it too. I think I heard Brother Ankh said one time, somebody was talking about, well, the Egyptians, they were worshiping water. They were worshiping. See, look at that. They worshiped it. And he was like, well, how you going to survive without water? I'm like, dude, you don't have to worship water in order to drink it. You know what I'm saying? So they try to have the cake and eat it too, and what's deep is, even though the white man is trying to influence them into becoming atheists, they still are trying to hold on to that spirituality. You see that? Black people don't, still, it's in our DNA to be spiritual. Even with this manipulation, we try to spiritualize science. You know what I'm saying? So that right there shows that we have a different nature. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that was great. And what they don't understand is, number one, they're not even they have the only understanding that they have of the scriptures. Number one is a lie, a religious or a Christian aspect. So they don't understand the sciences that are within the scriptures. I was just going over in the Apocrypha the account of Bel and the dragon with somebody. And in the book of Daniel, I often bring this out. In the book of Daniel, the first chapter, the 4th verse, it said that certain men of the Israelites were brought to the Babylonians who were learned in science. And Daniel was amongst them. We see his knowledge of science in the book of Bel and the dragon. How we see this is because he knew the proper formula that he could feed to the dragon in order to kill it, which of course it wasn't a big fire-breathing flying dragon. It was a lizard, you see what I'm saying? But he knew what to feed the herbivore lizard in order to kill it. You understand what I'm saying? So our people, we understood science, and there are deep sciences ingrained within, especially the Torah and all throughout the scriptures. But these guys don't understand it because they can only look at the Bible through the lens of the way the cracker, their master taught it to them. You see what I'm saying? But what you said about the worshiping of the water was powerful. And this is another verse that somebody had brought to my attention just within the last couple of hours. And it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Of course, it's here in the Apocrypha Wisdom of Solomon, 13th chapter. Surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master. So they considered the works. They took a look at the sun. They mess around and worship the sun. They took a look at the water. They worship the water. They worship the crocodile. But they're not thinking about the work master that created these things. Verse 2. But deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or violent water. You see that water? This is a cold cut on that, right? Or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. This is the ignorance that the Egyptians had. So you have guys like Ankh and these other guys within the conscious community that are actually applauding ignorance and feeble-mindedness. You see what I'm saying? Verse 3. With whose beauty, if they've been delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is, for the first author of beauty hath created them. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to marvel at the magnificence of these waters or of the sun or of these various things, you have to, most importantly, pay homage to the Creator that created it. You see what I'm saying? Verse 4.
Look at the contradiction. I'm one real quick thing. When you look at the contradiction right there, right? Now watch this. Amun means hidden one. Amun Ra means hidden one. But yet they have to make physical representations of something that's supposed to be hidden. while in our scripture says we're not supposed to make graven images. See, we actually are we're actually closer to what the ancient African spirituality is than Kemet was, because it says he's supposed to remain hidden. You know, no graven images. While even in their word, Amun-Ra means hidden one, they're making all type of statues and pictures of what was supposed to be hidden. You're worshiping things that you can see. You got the waters, you can look at it. The sun, you can look at it. That is some new age stuff, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and what all that does is it caters to your lower self. That's what it does. It caters to your carnal mind. You see what I'm saying? And it's powerful that we got together on this, and then it's going to segue into the homosexual agenda thing. And because there's a lecture that I have been working on, and I'm calling it The Science of Idolatry, and how this idol worship that especially the ancient Egyptians engaged in, amongst other cultures, there's science to it. And the science of it exposes the lower mindset you're in, basically the stupidity of it. And the scriptures scientifically speak against it. You see what I'm saying? So what I want to do is, with the lecture, is delve in and extract the sciences out of the Bible and out of certain things, and kind of paint the picture. We might have to get together, and I might have to present it here on your platform, which would be beautiful.
Right.
And it's good that we get it out here, and I see the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua working, so it's beautiful. I want to finish this here in Wisdom of Solomon, the 13th chapter and the 4th verse. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. And this is the understanding that these so-called atheists, alleged atheists or black atheists are having. They're not understanding the great and much more might that the Most High, the creator of these things, has in the creations that they are worshiping and basically attributing as gods. Let me move to my next point.
And here's another thing. Let me tell you how amazing this Western European white person is. When they do a lot of tricks, like, okay, for example, they want to say something bad about black people, right? They always want to do that. So now they found a way to talk bad about black people that would be acceptable by other black people. So they say, you black people are idiots because you believe in this Bible that was used to enslave you. Now, when they say something like that, that's really them getting a satisfaction of being able to call black people idiots. But they can say, no, when you see what I'm saying, it's really like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. You need to stop it. But at the end of the day, you are calling Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, you are calling my ancestors, the people who fought for me, Marcus Garvey, all these people, you are calling them Uncle Toms. If you're saying, if you're a black man in America, appearing to the Bible, you're Uncle Tom, you are calling my ancestors Uncle Tom. And then the response is, well, they didn't have the proper education, they didn't know about Medu Netter, they didn't know about this and all that. I'm like, whoa. The fact of the matter is, they did something that worked. They did something that worked. And I always tell all these other movements, if you want to get rid of the Bible, show me something else that has worked. And right now, it's a goose egg. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing else. We can't look in the past, and especially in recent history, especially since we've been enslaved with the transatlantic slave trade, and see anything that has worked outside of the Bible. That's the beauty about it. It's got results. It's battle tested. You see what I'm saying? And this is what they don't understand. This is where our faith in it comes from, partially to some degrees and extents, that it's already battle tested. It's already worked for us. We need to just get in tune with it even further than our predecessors have, who utilized it and used it to work. We need to get into it spiritually and physically in every way fathomable. You see what I'm saying? But let me go right here to Isaiah 19. I'm gonna read 11 to 12. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools, and the counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. And that's what knowledge that they're possessing: brutish knowledge, foolish knowledge, not even really knowledge. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of the ancient kings, right? That's what they say. We are the son of the wise, we are the son of the ancient kings, right? Verse 12, where are they? Okay, where are your ancient kings? Where are your ancient pharaohs? How are they helping you in your condition in this day and time? They're not at all. But see, our ancient forefathers, whether it be Moses, you know, all the various prophets and things like that, they either gave us prophecies that foretold of the times we currently live in, or they gave us law, statutes, and commandments and advice on how to conduct ourselves to see more positivity within our life and to better please the Creator. You see what I'm saying? Verse 12. Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know that the Lord of hosts have what the Lord of hosts rather have purpose upon Egypt. You know, now let me go into the book of Psalms here, and we're gonna really crack into the atheism and the Bible.
And you know, I've noticed interacting with atheists, black atheists, and even white atheists, I noticed there's two different spirits when dealing with atheists. You have one spirit of just, I'm ignorant to the fact. I honestly don't believe in the Most High. They'll say that. I honestly don't believe in God. I don't hate religion. It's just in me that I don't believe. Now that person is just a case of ignorance. They probably are in the right spirit. They're probably a good person, but they probably maybe now got the education on the matter that they needed, or they probably grew up in a certain part of the world where it wasn't a major part. So I noticed that. But then you have this other atheist that is uncomfortable when you say anything about the Bible. They get uncomfortable. They get agitated. They're like, you say things like, whoa, 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 stop, stop, stop. I don't want to hear none of that religion stuff. Like, it literally hurts them if you say anything about it. Now, me, I believe in the Bible, hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Like, non-wavering. But if somebody started talking about Hinduism, I'm not going to get agitated. It's not going to bother me because I'm so hardcore to my faith, I'm not going to get swayed. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody starts talking to me about that, I'm going to listen to what they're saying. I'm going to disagree with everything they're saying, but I can have a conversation with them without demeaning them or belittling them, you know? While them, it's this spirit of it hurts them, you know? Now, they going to call this spooky and stuff, right? But what happens, and I'm just saying, okay, let's just say at a, let's just say at a, I don't know, at a mental level. When you see an exorcism, the demon is really uncomfortable when you start talking about the Bible. You see what I'm saying? They get really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Now, for all you cats talking about some spookisms, whether you want to call it a demon or some type of mental thing or whatever, because that's what the black atheist, that's what the black atheist does. They try to rationalize things like demon. It's like, oh yeah, there's demons, but it's just the human psyche of your lower self that makes you in the subconscious. You know, they do all that stuff. Look, whatever you want to call it, okay? When you get this thing of being agitated just by hearing a verse, there's something up with that. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that demon. That demon is intimidated by the words of God, of the Most High Yahweh. He's intimidated. So the demon that's on that body that you're looking at, you know, he's gonna cause his host to show physical signs of agitation and irritation. You see what I'm saying? Because of that, man. Like you said, whatever you want to call it, however you want to rationalize it, as far as from the scope and the ideology of a white man's lenses, whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to this real quick in the book of Psalms. This is Psalms 14:1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. So it's what a fool says in his heart, that there is no God. Okay, and Later on here in the New Testament, that verse is kind of further expounded on. I want to show that here in the book of 1 Corinthians. I'm gonna start at. You know, because you got to be a damn fool to believe that there is no higher power that is in control of things, that has created all these great, magnificent things we see all throughout the world, both natural and the men that have, you know, created things that are natural. I want to go here to 1 Corinthians. I'm gonna start at 3 and 9. For we are laborers together. My bad. I need 2 Corinthians. My bad. 2 Corinthians 3 and 9. So that's what I needed. My bad. I got the wrong verse written down here. I know it's not the 3rd chapter. 1 second.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm just up here looking at this stuff, man. I don't want to talk too much about the debate because, and this is what I'm doing, and I want everybody to listen to this. I want everybody to listen to this. This is like a PSA to all the Hebrews out there. Let's get out of Kemet. Let's get out of Kemet. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back into the promised land, where we was always supposed to go anyway. Because let me tell you something. Without the Hebrews, Kemet doesn't exist in this modern era. When you go to a Kemetic group, all you see is Bible verses. When you go into Kemetic groups, all you see is Bible debunking stuff. Well, you know, that's it. Kemet ideology has been reduced down to nothing but Bible debunking. That's it. If we don't, without the Hebrews, that debate doesn't even exist. There are no debates. There is no content. So what I want all us Hebrews to do is let's hash things out amongst ourselves, because there's differences amongst ourselves that we can debate. You know what I'm saying? You got messianic and non-messianic. You know what I'm saying? You got some people don't believe in the Bible literally, just straight allegory, and then some people kind of in between. So we can hash those things out amongst ourselves. I'm tired of Kemet, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like they're a part of there's a great civilization. You know, during the past year, there's been a lot of good debates about it, but now I'm concerned about my people right now. You know what I'm saying? And things amongst ourselves that we can hash out and discuss, because there's really major differences amongst ourselves that's even more different than Hebrews and Kemet. There's major differences between ourselves. We need to start hashing those things out. So as far as Kemet is concerned, I'm kind of done with them. You know, because you go on Sarnetta, it's like the debate's over. They keep saying, I'm done talking about the Hebrews, but then I see another video about the Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, well, so I'm done with that. I'm focusing on my people. That's why I'm glad you came on here, Guerrilla Hebrew. I'm glad you took time out to come on here and hang out, because that's what my focus is on right now. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, definitely, and it's powerful you said that, because we definitely got stuff that we got to start talking about, and conversations that we got to start opening up, so we can better navigate, and we can start getting rid of some of our differences and the things that are causing division within ourselves, and we can start getting better on one accord. Definitely, the messianic versus non-messianic conversation, that's got to be opened up. The metaphysical versus literal, you know, conversation. All of these things got to be opened up, and I think it's about time we get back to that. And I had kind of alluded to that one of the videos I had made going against GMS. It's time to clean house in Israel. We got, you know, February 8th has came and went. Now it's time for us to deal with our issues, because we got issues. You see what I'm saying? We done been all around the block whooping everybody ass. Now it's time to come back in the house and hash things out as a family. You see what I'm saying? So it's that time. But I found a verse I wanted. It was the 19th verse, not the 9th verse here in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written,
Hmm.
taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So when it says the wisdom of this world is foolishness in the sight of the Most High. Now track back to what we read in Psalms 14:1, where it says, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. So in order to be wise in this world, we must be fools in the sight of the Most High and reject the Most High. That's why he said he made foolishness the wisdom of this world. All that stuff that they're coming with, truthfully, is foolishness. You see what I'm saying? Because the fundamental key is to reject the Most High and be an atheist. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians 2:6. Howbeit we speak wisdom amongst them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. So it says that we speak wisdom unto the perfect. We're speaking the wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the wisdom of the Bible, the wisdom of the Most High, not according to the wisdom of this world or the princes of this world. So when we see the language, when we see the phrasing, knowledge or wisdom of this world and the princes of this world, the Apostle Paul is relaying a certain message to us. And we got to look a little deeper into it by going into some other precepts. So let's go into another one of Paul's writings. Forgive me, y'all, you hear my baby in the back, my daughter in the back. We're going to go to Romans 12:2, okay, to one of Paul's previous writings, because he's telling us what he means by the wisdom of this world and the princes of this world, okay? This is Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So it says, he said, be not conformed to this world. What is this world? Who was he speaking to? He was speaking to the Romans. Who was he speaking to in 1 Corinthians? He was speaking to Greeks. Are they actual Romans and Greeks? No, they were our people, Israelites, black people, that dwelt in Rome and dwelt in Greece. And he said, look, come out of your Roman or your Greek mind state, meaning break away from Massa. Stop conforming to the princes of this world, which is the white man, the elites of the white man that are socially engineering the masses of the people. Break away from that. You see what I'm saying? So the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High, because a fool has said in his heart, there is no God, because that's what the white man is saying. So when you conform to the ways of the white man and you follow the white man and you look at him as your gold standard, you then begin to start being an atheist because he is an atheist. But we're told in the Bible to break away from that ideology. You see what I'm saying?
And they got, and the thing is, bro, I go on some of these groups. They are literally posting videos of white people saying you black Christians or black Bible believers are idiots. Since when is it okay for a white person to call us anything? I don't listen. If a white person made a video about how you Kemetic people are idiots, I would check that white person. I would check them, because even though I may think that, you know what I'm saying? They can't say that about black people, okay? They can't say that, you know? I would never post up a video with a white person saying, oh, you people, you black people that's observing ancient Kemet, y'all are stupid. You black people that observing Islam, y'all stupid. I'm neither one of them. But I'm not going to post up a video about a white person talking about what black people should and shouldn't do. Now, you want to talk about white supremacy, there you go right there. You're supporting white supremacy by putting up a video talking about a white person saying that we're idiots for believing in the Bible. That's white supremacy right there that you're promoting. Go ahead, bro.
Exactly, and that's what it is. And a lot of our people now are becoming willingly subservient to white supremacy subconsciously through accepting ideologies that are being perpetuated by the white man, which is, as it says in the New Testament, oppositions of science, falsely so called. They're coming at you with pseudoscience, and you believe it because you actually believe that the white man is a god, or he's the prince of this world, as we were just reading about. The white man is the prince of this world. He is running this world right now. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, as it says in Job 9:24. So because of that, you subconsciously look to the white man as the gold standard. He set your standard. You are conformed to the image of the beast. So by doing that, when he says something and puts something in the air like, oh, y'all are stupid for believing in the Bible, y'all should be atheists, you believe it. not realizing this is the same devil playing the same trick on you that he did when he gave you religion. Now, religion, like he said, the Bible, but they didn't give you the Torah. And they started adding Greek and Roman mythology into it and things of that nature. So it wasn't truly scriptures. It was a philosophy. You see what I'm saying? This same devil that gave you that philosophy is exchanging that philosophy for its stupidity, for its noticeable stupidity, and giving you another philosophy instead of giving you the medium, which is the truth, the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? So it's all the devil's game, but niggas often fall victim to it because they put so much faith and hope into this white man. This white man has truly become their god. You see what I'm saying? And it's a damn shame.
And we might want to do another show on this altogether. We have to, when we talk about the white man, it's a very general. It's kind of like a general thing, but there's different kinds of white men. You have this American, modern Western white man. You have the European white man. And then you have the ancient white man. You know, the ancient white man is a completely different creature from this white man we see today. Completely different as far as ideology. You know what I'm saying? Back then, this thing of racism, it didn't exist. If a Greek had a problem with an Egyptian, he hated that Egyptian because the Egyptian is an Egyptian, not because he's black. I hate you because you're Egyptian. And the Egyptian's like, I hate you, Greek. I hate you because of your nationality. I hate you because of your culture. I hate you because you're Greek, not because you're white. Like being black and being white back then was like having big ears or a big, it's like, it's just like a physical feature. Now, this new white man has made race a nationality, where white people come from a country called white and black people come from a country called black. So it's now something completely different. Now the European white man is evolving on a different level than this American white man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you notice, in Europe, they started the atheist thing. There's some countries in Europe that are majority atheists. Like when you go up into Norway and stuff like that. So this American white man is just now catching up. You know what I'm saying? He's just now catching up with that. But the difference is this Americanized white person feels the need to dominate. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to live in my country with these ideologies and beliefs. Whatever is the ideology and beliefs of this country, everybody must conform to it. So they say, well, atheism is not a religion. Okay, fine. But what's happening is you're religifying something that's not a religion. Saying you don't believe in something is not religious. But if you're saying I'm messed up because I believe in something, now you're religious. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and they got something now, even out here in San Diego, they got what they call atheist mega churches, where they actually got atheists that's getting together on Sundays and singing and doing all these things, but they're not praising the Most High. They're just being atheists. So atheism now, like you said, is a religion. You see what I'm saying? They have turned it into religion. Hold on 1 second. My baby's going crazy.
Yeah, so the information that the brother giving is real good and it's really important, and we really need to see this. I just don't want my people being tricked, okay? If you guys have an honest disbelief, and I know y'all out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you guys right now. My quarrel is not really with a person who honestly does not believe. It happened. Even the scripture says it happens. You're ignorant. Ignorant as derogatory, I'm meaning just by the definition of the word. You don't know. You don't know or you don't understand. So people like that, I have absolutely no quarrel with you. The issue is when people then try to make judgments and try to assert their intellectual superiority because of their lack of belief, now we're talking about something different. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, exactly. You made a few good points. Real quick, what you said about the American white man, and well, number one, what you said about racism. When we deal with the term race, etymologically goes back to the word raza, which means nation. So initially, our ideology of race, like you said, was dealing with your nation. But you had cracker scientists, Germans, that came and reinvented what race is, and now you got the black race and you got the white race, and things like that. So this is all tools of white supremacy, and like you said, the ancient white man, the caveman, he's different with his mentality on a lot of levels than this current white man that we see, and that
Mhm.
in part comes from his theft of many other people's culture and civilization. He went into ancient Egypt and he said, "I like this, I want to take it and make it my own." And then that happened over and over and over again. He's a culture vulture. He's a thief. So he's stolen
Mhm.
people's ideologies. He's applied them to himself. But the ultimate goal is to take the spiritual aspect of everything and totally omit it. You see what I'm saying? And rather leave everything up to chance. The white man would rather leave everything up to chance than up to a creator or the Most High. And that's sickening. You see what I'm saying? It's totally sickening that our people are falling for that trick. You see what I'm saying? Hold on again one
It's
second.
crazy. Yeah. It's crazy because even when you look at, like, for example, the difference between the ancient white man and the white man today is the Greeks had no problems saying that they got their information from Egypt. Is in their literature, especially when you look at Pythagoras. Pythagoras did not bite his tongue when he said he went down and learned his mathematics from an Egyptian priest. He did not bite his tongue. He would he the but in this current day, oh, we are the originators of this. You guys are savages. You never had any type of real civilization. We had to teach this to you. This is it's a new kind of thing, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you made a point about the American white man and his drive. I want to get this scripture real quick. This is in Daniel 7:20. And the 10 horns that were in his head, this is talking about the fourth beast, and the 10 horns. It's all talking about the Roman Empire and the various countries that have sprung from it. Okay. And of the other which came up before whom three fell. So it said there was 10 horns, and then another horn came up, and by that horn three fell. That horn that is talking about that came up is America. What it means is by before three fell, when it's talking about the British and the French and the Spanish, who America sprung out of and basically drove them out of their land and claimed America for their own. You see what I'm saying? Now it's saying that of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom three fell, even of that horn had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, and whose look was more stout than his fellows. That's in reference to the pride that we have in America. Its look is more stout than the other Europeans. It wants to outdo and think it's better than the other Europeans and be the driving force, and be the number one nation on the planet Earth. That's how we know it's talking about America. So that's powerful that you said it, and it's all going in the biblical prophecy. Our forefathers, man, they left this for us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, so we could take this, so we could crack this book open, and we could read it, and we could see our oppressor, identify him, see how he came into power, and how he's going to go down out of power, and what we need to do in order to please the Most High, in order to receive grace from this destruction that's coming. You see what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing about the spiritual aspect of the scriptures and our ancestors. But I want to
Let me
get.
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something you do real good. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. And when you talk about the power of the scriptures, you do something really good when you do a rebuttal. The scriptures are so powerful because they will give you a synopsis on everything that's going on in your life today. This book is deep. We're talking about 2,000-year-old, 3,000-year-old books that will explain to you what just happened to you yesterday. So when I'll be looking at you with your rebuttals, I love your technique. You'll break down into scriptures everything that that person just did right there in the scriptures. And then he said, okay, the Bible classifies you as this because in Proverbs this right here, Proverbs that right there, Psalms right here, Ecclesiastes, it will break down everything that person just did in the year 2015 and then provide you instructions on how to deal with that person in 2015 from a people that didn't have internet, didn't have cars, airplanes, none of that. But the words that they say is applicable in 2015 and describes the person. You know, I just seen one scripture where it says, don't be envious of violent men. And when you look at today, we are envious of gangbangers. We see we in the street, they're glorified. They're violent. You a real nigga. You know, you ain't kill nobody, you not a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's that spirit right there. So I'm glad when you do your rebuttals and when you break stuff down, you first describe how the scripture describes this person, and then you break it down because by the instructions that the scriptures give you. That's power when it's in itself that people ignore when it comes to the Bible. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You know, all praise to you, how about Shem Yahushua. I'm just glad that I could be utilized as a vessel to, you know, to get this message out and show the importance of these scriptures and how deep they run and why it's so important that we pick this book up and we start to read it from the right perspective again, because everything's in here. You know what I'm saying? No stone is left unturned. I want to start back here, getting back on the atheists here in 2 Corinthians 4:4, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. But basically, the God of this world, or the white man, through his various devices, through the power that he's been getting from Satan, has blinded the minds of many of our people. You see what I'm saying? And these black atheists, they are the victims of that. You understand what I'm saying? They are the victims of being blinded by the God of this world. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm about to wrap this up. So to everybody out there,
I got
one more
before I go.
Go ahead, bro. My bad. Go ahead. Yeah, well, I just want to reiterate this. This is not here. See, not all of you black atheists are influenced by the white man. Not all of y'all. We just talking about these people that have an agenda to want to get rid of spirituality in the black community. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a black atheist who has a honest lack of belief, and that's where you are in your life right now, my quarrel once again is not with you. You know what I'm saying? If you've been led to believe that, but I'm talking about these people that are posting videos of white folk saying that, you know what I'm saying, we are stupid for observing the ways of the Torah. It's crazy. And brother Guerrilla Hebrew, check this out. I talked to somebody the other day, right? He said, "What I don't like that Bible is white supremacy. You need to drop that." So I work 6 days. I rest on the 7th. I don't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? I love my neighbor as I kill, steal, or I try not to lie. You know what I'm saying? I sin though, but these are the things that I try to go to. Why do you want me to drop that? Why? What element of that, of how I live my life as a Torah keeper, you want me to drop? And I don't ever get no answer. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. And y'all say hi to my little baby, my little daughter. She want to say hi to everybody.
Now look at this. Now, you see how you got your seed right there, right? The Bible goes as far as to say a man that doesn't take care of his family is worse than a non-believer. So
Yep.
it's like the scriptures tell us that the atheist is more righteous than the Torah keeper if the atheist take care of his family and the Torah keeper doesn't. Because
Yeah,
if you're not taking care of your family, you ain't following the Torah.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so how can you possibly argue with a list of bylaws that are that serious? So where if you ain't taking care of your family, it don't matter how much of that Torah you keep. You know what I'm saying? You ain't you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful, but they wouldn't understand it because they don't actually come and delve into this. You see what I'm saying? Because they're afraid, like we were speaking about earlier. They're afraid of it. I want to end off with this though. This is Ephesians 2:2. Where in time past ye walk according to the course of this world, right? In time past, before we came into the truth, our consciousness was raised and our awareness came to the fact that we are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible and the proper understanding of the Bible. We walked according to the course of this world. We were controlled by white supremacy, and through different avenues of it, we followed after. According to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. And that spirit is that wicked, evil spirit, that vibration, that bad energy, that negative energy that the white man is pushing out, and it's affecting a lot of our people. The children of disobedience are our people that are disobeying the Torah, though we are commanded to keep it. You see what I'm saying? So that's that spirit that we see working, and the person that's primarily perpetuating it is the white man. But a lot of our people are voluntarily becoming subservient to it because they want to follow after the white man, whether it be consciously or subconsciously. So, you know, these are all things we got to take into consideration. But I want to again give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua for allowing me to be here and teach this information and to warn our people of this wicked, evil, demonic, atheist vibration that's getting pushed out, and white people are pushing it out onto our people. And I just pray that I just pray that our people won't fall for the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Because it's bullshit, you know. But go ahead.
Right. And I thank you for coming on to discuss this topic, because these are the type of topics I want to discuss. You know what I'm saying? You know, what Pharaoh to prove that's in the Bible, or the archaeology to prove the Bible is real, and all of this type of stuff. Like, that's cool and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like we got this machine gun, and we just playing with the bullets. You know what I'm saying? It's like we
Exactly.
got all of this meat over here. We could in the gun and pulling the trigger. I hate to use that analogy, considering all, but
Yeah, but it's a good analogy. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's what we need to start doing. And I think next week we're gonna get into the homosexual agenda. You gonna give a presentation on that, bro?
Yeah. What I want to focus on is the vibration of homosexuality that's getting pushed out, and the actual geographic strategy that they're utilizing in order to perpetuate that vibration. And it runs deep once you get into it. So it'll be beautiful, and I'm looking forward to presenting it, brother.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for looking at the show. We'll come back on here next week. He's gonna go into depth about that. And shalom to everybody out there.